try. Now, yes, it's okay. Yeah, you see?
Yes.
So you can do that. Okay?
Okay.
Don't let anyone else record, only you, okay?
Okay.
Esra, I don't see you.
I'm here.
Yeah. Okay, it's good. It's because if I don't see you, I don't know where you are. And what you could do also, Esra, is a screenshot of the number of participants. Because
Okay,
you are already 79.
Yeah. Okay, I will do that.
Okay. Sherat Fouad wants to get inside. I don't agree because they put the microphone, so I will not allow to.
No, please allow her to join and I will talk to her to...
No, it's too late. I have said that too many times. Just kick it. We have no time to check something. Okay. If they don't understand after I say it 4 times, I just kick, because otherwise it disturbs anyone. And we cannot do that, you know, to do like this is not correct.
Okay. So let's start.
So, okay, we can start. So you can, Esra, you can present me, introduce me, and after I will start. Okay?
Okay.
During you speak, I admit other people.
Okay. We have here Dr.Alain Tenenbaum, a Switzerland doctor, who is the inventor of Endopeel. So now we are going to take a general clue about Endopeel, about the inventor, what is the clue exactly of Endopeel, what is the indications, contraindications, how you could do that, and all of that stuff. So now Dr. Alain will give us a presentation. And we will not stop for sure the lectures. We are going to do lecture after lecture in order to know how about this knowledge, because it's something like a revolution in aesthetics. It's something not compared to anything else like threads, fillers, botulinum toxins. So it's something very, very interesting. And our doctors are asking too much, Dr. Alain, about the clue of Endopeel. As it's a unique product, not compared to anything else. So everyone wants to learn the technique and also wants to learn how is the difference between the Endopeel and the other things in aesthetics. So that is what Dr. Alain wants to give us today and tomorrow about Endopeel and how we could use it for the face and for the body. What is the ingredients and what is the indications, contraindications, comparable between the Endopeel itself and the other things in aesthetics. As I told you, that is a revolution. It's something very, very unique. So, Dr. Alain, I guess that you prepare a presentation for us to have today the general clue about Endopeel. So we could start if that is possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So I say hello, good evening to all of you. It depends of some time because there are some people not only from Libya. Normally this webinar is made for Libyan doctors, but some others have also joined. You have to know some people also from Turkey, from Southeast Asia, even maybe from Mexico. So some of them, and it's just like this, okay? So today it's not really a lecture. Now, today, why I called here today like a digital tour through Endopeel. What does it mean? That I will show you, because I've a digital tour, it means most of you don't know what is Endopeel, or some of you know only maybe one thing to do, like for the face and not the body. Some others know that we can make the bots. Some others can do, for example, only the arm lift, but you don't know all what we can do. Of course, it's myself who organize my own website because it's my second job to be the IT manager and doing my own websites. I have done also my own app, and that's why I want to show you how to navigate to get as much information as you can. But I want just to repeat you that because I am doing all myself, and it really sucks so much time that you cannot imagine, that things are not complete. So I am doing step by step. And if you need anything, you can always contact me, or through here Esra, or through your retailer, or directly to me with my WhatsApp, even my Facebook. LinkedIn, I never use it, and that's the point. So for the Turkish people who join us, I just want to say that the retailer that you used to know is not reachable since many days, not by email, not by phone. So I think or they are dead of COVID, or they are dead financially, or they don't want to join anymore. So in such case, for Turkish people, you can contact me directly and not anymore the ex-retailer. So what I would like to ask to Esra, because I see, Esra, you don't admit still people, it's still me doing it.
No, I'm trying to do it, okay.
You admit them because
Yes.
and you make a screenshot of the number of participants, which is actually 94. Okay, yeah. And you record this, okay, that will be happy. So I think that most of you have some mobile device, okay, like this, or some maybe another kind of things. And what I want to show you, because it's not really a webinar or a lecture, it's just to know how to navigate. Tomorrow, we will make absolutely tomorrow how to navigate, you see, through, not tomorrow, today, how to navigate through the website. Tomorrow, we will begin really with the techniques for the face, and you will see, so it will be really then through some PowerPoint, and I will show you what I have done on the moment, only until for the app and also for the website, but it's not so like easy, you will see. So today, I will say we will begin something very short, but tomorrow it will take some maybe between 2 hours and 30 minutes until 3 hours. So I want, if you, I would like that all of you have your mobile phone in your hands near you, if you can, and it can be iPhone with using Apple, or it can be also Android, okay, so that I will show you. So what I will do directly is to share exactly what I have. So let me go to share. Okay, it's not this. It's always the problem like that. Just 1 minute, because it has been shared, the screen. Okay, and now I have to make here through my iPhone. And you see here, you see my iPhone, right? So for the one, I don't use Android. So for the one who have iPhone, you have Apple Store. For Android, you have Google Play. If you go to Apple Store, here, sorry, it's in French, sometimes in German, because I am not Arabic or Cambodian. You see search, And in search, for example, you put Endopeel, like this, and you see with Endopeel, after, you can open it, save it, and after you get it directly on your mobile phone. Go. It's good that you have this because here you can see here exactly the app, okay? So that's the point. So now there is one people who ask something, and that is why we are on here. Wait a minute to check what they are. You can check Esra, please. Someone is writing. You check always because I have seen something put someone. So here you have, do you all see my phone?
Yes.
Esra.
Yes, we see exactly.
Esra.
Yeah, okay.
Esra. Esra. Can someone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
What?
Sure.
Yes, we can hear. I can hear you.
But Esra, I don't hear.
Yes,
you
we
can
can
hear.
hear you.
It's clear. So I go on because Mrs. Esra is not, so I don't understand what happened. I look just a conversation, so I have to do anything myself in such case.
Yes,
Okay,
doctor,
I am sorry that it
we
will be
could
some
hear you, doctor,
interruption
yes.
in such case.
Yeah, we could hear.
That's good if you can hear, but I was asking you and you didn't answer. So it's not correct to do like this because we cannot send the thing. Okay, so here you see all my things and you see my app here, Endopeel. Okay, so you will click it, you see, and when you click it, of course, you have to begin to see what is Endopeel for patients, for doctors, to find experts, the contact in Turkish, in Spanish, yeah, for Argentina, for Bolivia,
Yeah.
and I can go like this, okay? So now we begin from the beginning like this. First, you will see that
ភ្នែកកើនឹង515
who is speaking?
ធ្វើតបធ្វើតប
Please
តបភ្នែក
do mute,
350
do
យើងតែ
mute,
ចំបងភ្នែក
please.
200
Please stop your microphone. You cannot speak at the same time as me. Otherwise, I am obliged to kick you out, you know, and I can, or Mrs. Esra would like you kick the people out if there is something like this, you know,
Okay.
not correct to do this. So, look, here, if you want my contact, we begin like this. You can click it. You have my WhatsApp. You have my email. Skype, I mostly don't use it anymore. And you have the most website. So now you see it, okay? It's very easy. So what is Endopeel here? I have not updated. You see, I said what it is, but Mrs. Esra has made an excellent video that we put it on Facebook, which was really excellent. With her permission, I will retake it. I will cut not all, but the things that if you want something of Endopeel, it will come to me and not to you, Esra, but I will let you your name that you made it. At least with given your email because it was really professional, and even some retailer of Southeast Asia told me that it was fantastic and they want to copy it for them. So you have to allow them. Okay. So
Yeah. When you have a distributor and
but
great marketing. Sorry. Yeah.
Pardon? Who is speaking?
Yeah, okay, doctor, we are hearing, yes.
Okay, now what is Endopeel? You see, this is a paper, but consider it is a muscle, any kind of muscle. And this muscle, I can reshape it like this, if I want, in half an hour. with Endopeel. That is the exact definition of Endopeel. So it means here that I will change the shape of a tissue, not the fatty tissue, mostly the muscle tissue. I will change the shape, make it in another shape like that in half an hour. And you can see I didn't add any volume.
Yeah.
I have just changed the shape.
It's reshaping.
Yeah, 3D. So it is isovolumetric. It means same volume, but I don't add volume because to add volume is like a filler, okay? And if, for example, that is to add volume, fillers add volume. If you add volume with the laws of the physics, you add some weight. And if you add weight, then it will fall down like this. That is the main thing you should know. And it's really, that's what I don't like fillers, because you add volumes and you go like this and after like this.
Yeah, something
it's
very,
really
very
awful for me.
unnatural. Yes. It's something very unnatural.
Yeah. If I want to tell you the things that is the main point. So you can use fillers only if you have a very big depression, like who try to lift and nothing will change. Then you really need to add some volume. But instead of filler, I prefer to use fat, nanofat, microfat, things like that, and not all these things with hyaluronic acid, which is too much spread in all commercial congresses, when in reality, collagen is much better. But that's really what you should know about that. Also, you have some of you who use a lot of threads. First, I put 1, 2, okay, why not? But after you see like 50, 60 threads, more threads, much better. You are like, we call in French, apprenti sorcier, you know, who wants to put so many things. Now, I think, okay, anyone can do what he wants, but I think it looks a little bit stupid. And too many things, then it means too many complications. It's better. Also, you have a lot of doctors who like combine techniques. Of course, you can. Why not? But from my point of view, if you know perfectly one technique, you don't need to combine anything. You can use only one, but it depends, of course, which goals you have. For example, where I can combine techniques, I told you, Endopeel, I will concentrate on the muscle, but on the skin, I have nothing. Then I need to combine to treat the skin. And then I combine with peelings that have to be compatible with Endopeel. For the fat, Endopeel doesn't work on the fatty tissue. So if you want to decrease the fatty tissue, I don't like lipolysis, I like lipoplasty. So with the really surgery, I don't say it's not non-invasive.
What happens?
Showed you this, okay. I showed you that from a muscle like that, large or atrophic, I can reshape it here after half an hour, like this, like 3D. And you hear, like you see, I have made a lifting, a tightening, and give back the lost tension to this muscle. So that is exactly what is Endopeel mainly. So where can apply Endopeel?
Yes.
Is where muscles exist. But of course, I never tried the tongue. Here, I don't need to reshape it, but it could be interesting. Why not? But I have no candidates for the moment, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I have never tried to reshape the heart because then
Otherwise, you want to kill someone.
yeah, but I am not a killer. I am not yet, maybe.
Not yet.
I am not a killer. That's why I prefer not to try. I am not a Nazi, you know, so that's why I say you that. But in case of, why not?
Why
in
not?
such case, you should share your results with me. Okay.
Yeah, maybe at future. Yes.
That's like that. So here, that was what is Endopeel, but I will put the video of Esra, okay, later, so that because it's really good. But of course, the video of Esra is much dedicated to doctors than to patients. So maybe Esra, now that you were good, you see, I will ask you to work more and to make another one for the patient.
Yeah, I will do it for the patient as well.
Thank you so much. So
Okay.
now let's go here for doctors, experts, for patients. So what I want to show you is for the patients, because Endopeel, most of you who didn't use it, of course you have here many users, don't know what it is. And the patient don't even know what it is, even if you find something sometimes in the newspapers. But what I really don't like, if the patients find something on the social medias, because who write too much on social medias are those who are not working, making marketing. So the doctors are no more doctors. They want to convert themselves as marketers, and they are not marketers. And they will try to sell to patients some dreams which are not really helpful. And sometimes you find too many copies, especially from Argentina or some like Korea or China or even Spain, who are really dangerous, provoke some necrosis and terrible disasters. And that's why I would say, even for doctors, if you want information, go to the official website, official app that you have here, or official, who is speaking?
Please do mute, please. سكروا الميكروفون معلش يا دكاترة.
Can you kick out, please? As the one, it's really, we cannot go
I
like
don't
that.
know who's talking.
الزوم
سكروا معلش دير ميوت يا دكاترة ميوت please. I don't know who is talking, who is doing
No,
that.
you can check if someone has a microphone, just check.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there is someone talk. Yeah. Okay.
And you just kick them in such case. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's go here. So let's first say for patients, because your patients, if you want to say to them, go to end. No, it's going on. My God, what is going on?
Who's that? Who's that?
It's not good. I am sorry. You see, with that is really not, we cannot go like this. And
Yeah.
I will try to see who is it and kick them out. I am sorry, because when we have such people who really disturb the speaker and all the things, it's really not good, especially when there are babies who have to go babies to understand about Endopeel. I don't understand why to share with them. There is nothing to show to them. Like that. So let's go. Now for patients. If you want to propose Endopeel to your patients will even not know what it is. And your patients mostly have got too many information about the threads, about the fillers, about the PRP, and that any doctor is doing, you see, and that is really then you are not a different doctor than the other ones, because you do exactly what all of them are doing. So there is no difference. They can leave you, they can stay with you. Maybe you never know what can happen. That's why I would say do something different, propose something better, and make them happy, but you have to explain them what it is, because sometimes they are not informed at all. I would not say bad informed, not informed, bad informed if they look the social medias of doctors who use copies and things like that, if they are really doctors, because there are some cosmeticians also who think to be doctors and they are not, and they are really quite dangerous. So for the patients, I show you first, because that I am asking all patients mostly to download the app, because in such case, you have not to speak too much. They have not to go to social media. They have not to look for Google, what it is Endopeel. They have anything on the app, and then they will read it. And it's much more official and better made. And here, then, they cannot say, oh, I didn't know about this. Oh, no, you responsibilize completely them. And then it's really important. So the patient, what is Endopeel? You see what is Endopeel? Here they have some video. Of course, the video is not so good as what Esra did. I need to replace it. But you see, if they have an app on the phone, it's the most important for a patient. I explain you why. If you say to a patient, you want Endopeel, look at www.endopeel.com. It means they need a computer, they have to sit, they have not to be disturbed, they have to read. I don't think they will do that. Then you lose absolutely 85% of the patients who will read about it. If they follow what you taught them and they have nothing else, what will happen? You have to know that a medical student is keeping only maximum 30% of the information of his professors to go on studying medicine. So what means a patient in such case, it will not be 30%, it will be less than 3%. And that's what we call in justice information given to your patient. So if they take only 3% of what they asked, how can we say they are good informed, even with a consent informed? You know, it's not realistic. That's why anyone now has a mobile device like iPhone, mobile phone, or things like that. And it's very easy because they can see that at any moment. That is quite good, even in the restroom or when they sit somewhere or in the coffee and things like that. So that is really good. And even more, suppose you want to get more patients from a satisfied patient about Endopeel. That's my marketing. It's very easy. I am in a coffee with 3 friends and say, oh, what you did? Oh, I make Endopeel, I am happy and things like that. What it is excellent. Instead of speaking, they will say, download the app Endopeel you find on Apple Store or Google Play, and then the friends of your patient will get all information about it. But after, what is very, very good, you see here, find your doctor. That is also a main point. Today, like I told you, it's just a digital tour through Endopeel. It's not a lecture. Tomorrow we begin really lecture with techniques, but today is important. And find your doctor, you need to be inside. And because if you are the doctor, or if you say, here is my doctor, say, oh, I don't find it here. It's not so good. Of course, there is, I tell you, a lot of doctors don't want to be inside. because maybe for privacy or maybe for the laws or regulations of their country, which forbid anything or not to be seen really like that. But I say to you, if you can be inside, it will be good, because here you see you have official directory of Endopeel experts. You put your city, okay? And then with your city, then after they can find you without any problem. So it's quite interesting to see. And of course, you will see me indirectly. You see, you can see.
Dr. Alain, if we could talk a little bit from today about the general clue of Endopeel, what is the composition and maybe in general the indications.
Wait. I am going to do that.
Okay.
I show this because it's important that the doctors have to mean why they should also use Endopeel. And you see, if you have the doctor, you can contact them with the phone, anything. So it's good to know that you should be inside. But to be inside, in such case, you need to use it. And then you can subscribe directly inside. So I go on here again on the Endopeel here. So that's also for the patient. For the patient, you have, of course, a story, how it was, the inventors, indications that we will go to the doctors. The advantage they have to know. And very important here, forbidden food. That is very important. I explain you now. In Endopeel, you have it's chemical products made with some arachidonic acid and phenic acid. The arachidonic acid comes from the peanuts. So if you are allergic to peanuts and you do Endopeel for the face, not for the body or for the limbs, only for the face, you have a risk, just a risk, not systematic, to get swollen, to get redness, to get itching, and to have some allergy, which can begin 10 days after the injection in the face.
I think it's just in the face, right?
Just in the face, not for the body, not for something else. Why in the face and not in the body? Because when you inject the product in the face, you are sure to inject in some vessels. In the body, no. You know, you inject much more in the subcutaneous tissue, and in such case, it will go through the fat to reach the muscle. But with the face, you can reach sometimes the muscle directly, which is highly vascularized, okay? And then you can get your allergy. So in such case, you can get really such problems, which mostly begin, like I told you, 1 week, 10 days after. So your patient should be absolutely informed about what are the aliments which contain some arachid, and especially the peanuts. And you see, I have made here all the list so that you don't need to give them some papers that they will not read. They have that directly on their mobile phones. And here I have put most what I could do to show all these things, especially for North Africa, the couscous with arachid, the tagine with arachid, that you have to know, because it can lead really to huge allergic problems. I will show you later how look the allergy, what you should do, and how to treat them. Just you have to know, for the Asian people, 2% of Asians are allergic to peanuts. So you have to be even much more careful, you know. That's really the point. So that I see some one comment. Can I give antihistaminic in this case? Yes, absolutely. If you give antihistaminics, I would say 5 days consecutive, because the corticoids will not act. Why? I don't know, but it's my experience, about 20 years, and experience, of course, of my colleagues using Endopeel. The worst thing, I tell you, 2 things to remember. The mini bar in a fridge, in a hotel, you get only all peanuts. So that should be forbidden. Very easy, you see, to remember. And second thing, but that I think you don't use in Northern Africa, is the beer. The beer is really, like you can see here, forbidden beer. The beer is the worst drink you can have if you use Endopeel for the face, because you will get some allergy. Because you should know that beer contains a lot of arachids. Remember that. So should be forbidden. When not to eat arachids, when not to drink beer, I would say 7 days before the procedure and 2 weeks after the procedure. Then you are really 100% safe. Okay, that's really something I want to say, which is quite important. Now let's go for the doctors and we begin. So something so that you can see how it is and better. So you see, I have put Endopeel, what it is, indication, protocols, contraindication, consent informed, fundamentals, online. We will check a little bit all of them through. Okay, because like I told you, tomorrow we will concentrate only on techniques for the face. It will be something much more difficult, and really we go directly to the subject. So let's begin with the indication. All here you have all indication which are aesthetic or cosmetic. They can be also for some pathology, for some cosmetic gynecology. Esra, I hope you don't drink beer. I assure you.
We don't. We don't drink.
Yeah, I know. I was just making a joke.
Yeah, okay.
You can also use Endopeel if you want to masculinizate or feminizate a face and a body. That's quite interesting, because before I was supposed to make 11 operations in local or general anesthesia. You see, also very interesting where you can begin. It's to treat the pain, you know, when you get some torticollis in the neck like that. You can do that, and Esra has used that in her video. And you can, I would say, take off the pain immediately 5 minutes after. It's very easy. You use mesotherapy.
Technique.
And
yeah.
Very good also in sports medicine, because if you have a footballer who has a pain at the moment, for example, in the knee, you just make mesotherapy with Endopeel, and immediately he can run again and go on the football match. So that is quite interesting.
So now one of its indications is for pain relief, but I think the technique of using it as a pain relief, it's not like the technique for using it as a lifting. So we have
No, it's different technique.
Yeah, we have to say that.
Each indication has its own techniques. That's why it is a very long time to learn. If you want to learn Endopeel completely, you have to begin. Tomorrow we begin the face, and after you will see we have even different techniques.
We have to clarify that for the doctors, because it's not the same technique for the face and for the body and for each part of the body. Yes.
Yeah, all different, even for gynecology, I think all different for each indication.
We could use it for the buttock, we could use it for the breast, we could use it for the face, the body. I think also the legs, but with each part of the body, it's with a different technique. So
all is different, but you will understand the main things later. Also for the pathology, not the whole pathology. Of course, you have some pathology of the face, like we will see tomorrow, for sequelae of facial paralysis, for the gummy smile, for the acne scars. Also, we can use Endopeel.
Could we use it for also facial paralysis?
Yeah, we see tomorrow that.
Yeah, okay.
And also, you see, I learn from my colleagues who try Endopeel anywhere in their specialty that I even didn't know. For the traumatology, I have some traumatologists or orthopedists who are also using it, and it's quite interesting if you have too much instability, for example, of the knee, and they use it. How, I don't know, but you have to make a workshop with them, or we can invite them to make some webinar. For the anti-aging, okay. For the skin moisturizing hydration, that's also for the face. And very interesting also,
yeah,
that was from, there is someone say it works like Botox. No, not at all, completely different. And also for cellulitis, you see here, you can, is as if you iron your skin, you iron it, as if you lift, you stretch the skin, and you can decrease the perimeter here of this lamp of 6 centimeters after 1 month. It's quite interesting. Yeah. Even for the arm, if you want, you can decrease. Of course, it's not for the whole forever, because I need to earn also something. So you need to repeat at least each 6 months. Otherwise, I will be completely poor and I would live under the bridge.
Dr. Alain, as I heard you before that you said Endopeel is injected into the muscle. It's better to inject it into the muscle, but I think it's also injected into the subcutaneous tissue. Am I right or not?
Yeah, wait, that is technique. For the moment, I don't speak about technique. I speak about indications.
Yeah, I just want a general clue. Just a general.
Wait, we will see that. We will see that. Don't put anything at all the moment, because otherwise we will never finish. I know it will generate a lot of questions, but here it's just to show you what you see. If I click on, for example, this picture,
okay,
you have to see all pictures are clickable, and you see then each picture you can click on it and it will go to another page which explain you what you can do. For example, here, indication, we will see that tomorrow, okay? That, you see, that is American dermatologist. I am sorry, because this picture, here she stands up, and here she lies down. It was during a workshop that I did in a congress, so I had 5 minutes to treat her, so I had to be very quickly, and then I had not any more time to take her standing up, unfortunately. And you see, here you see the nasolabial folds. Here you can see also the problems of the depressor of the mouth strong. And look how she looks like after. Of course, why I put her hand near the face that has been treated, because that is her real age. And the real age you see on her hand. The new age after Endopeel, half an hour after, looks like this, but that's her real age. So it's good because, you know, if you want to sell, she begins with the face. You want to sell to her other things. What can I do else? The hand, you can, because you lift it. You have muscle in the hand, so you can lift them as well. So that, you see, you have also, you can build some 6-packs as well, okay? So it is quite interesting, okay? You can also, sorry, because I have to admit some people.
Yeah, I did it already.
Yeah, I saw. So I have to make your job a little bit. So you can also reshape the butts. Absolutely. That is not yet made. I am sorry. You can make also the pectorals for female. and males is very important. Here it's my co-inventor, Sr.Mauro Tiziani, co-inventor of Endopeel. He treats himself. You see his pectoral, his six packs, his face, okay? Here we can make a lot of photo models who want to look good, who want to sell their body, you know, for fashion and things like that. And also I do a lot of successors of footballers, you see, who ask, because I show them now and they can get money even by showing them in calendars or some books for fashion. And they ask me, for example, to reshape and project the pectorals. I remember you, it's not a filler, it's all 3D reshaping without increasing any volume. You see, I show you how it looks like. Here,
you know, doctor, what's interested about it is that you have the result of symmetrical view of both sides.
no, why I show that. I explain you. I show you this because you have to see when you work on the side you work and the side you don't work. You have to turn around the patient, because if you see only in a front view, it's not realistic. You have to see on all around the patient how it looks like. That's what I am doing this. And you see, that's why I have shown it on this side and after on this side. So you have to know. And you see, you have a lot of different things. So here I do with the pectorals, the six packs, we have already spoken just a little bit about it, but you can after see it. You see, there is different result with the profile. You see, I show you on a different, some kind of incidence. Like I told you, you have also the abdomen, because on the abdomen, it's, I have to make it much better, because on abdomen also is very interesting when you can reshape it and lift it. Of course, if you need some abdominoplasty, that's much better. But if you have too much fat, I think you will never get any result with Endopeel. And even for the trapeze, you see, when you get older, especially for the patients who are very sporty, you see here the trapeze here on the left side is falling a little bit down, even if the patient, I would say, is a very sporty, and here I already lift up, so that you can see we have different kind of indications, okay? And so I go back to my Endopeel. Yes. So I will not click on each because I just show you where you can find something. Remember that when you see here 3 short lines like that, it is a menu. You see, I click it, and here you can have some menu where you can find very quickly, for example, the side effects, the contraindication, and all things like that. So that was for some indications. Now, what I want for you, it's Endopeel support. I would say for me, before we speak about technique tomorrow and things like that, it's really the most important, okay? Because any doctor needs a support. Which are the contraindication? When should I not do it? What have to do in case of side effects? What could be the side effects? That is for for me, Endopeel. I have learned to fly some little planes with military pilots, and like they told me, the most important, it's like for Endopeel, it's not when you know how to fly, it's when you know what to do in case of problem. Because if you have your license of pilot and you have a problem, then you will die. So that is exactly the same with Endopeel. That's why first learn side effects, where should it not be done, and things like that. Here, I have put some consenting form that you can modulate it. You see here in English, in Turkish, in Spanish. And you have here the support, but support, I put some support, sometimes some local doctors who have a really great experience, so that it's not only me, so that you can ask them if you have sometimes some problems. But here, let's check the menu and let's check the contraindication. Contraindication, you have absolute, relative. I repeat, the allergy to arachids only for the face. And we will see them a little bit because I retain that is very important for us. Absolute contraindication, pregnancy. I have never tried to use Endopeel on pregnant women, so I don't know if it's really a contraindication. But when I see a pregnant woman, I say, far from me, far from my office, I don't like them. So even breastfeeding, I prefer to feed them with Endopeel than with a special milk. So far from me, exactly. So I prefer not to try.
Yeah.
The allergy to peanuts, I told you already, okay? And you see here, such contraindication is only valid for face, neck, décolleté, and hands treatment. So it means not for the body. If you treat some abdomen, some six-pack, some arm lifting, you will never have problem. They can eat as much nuts as they want, you see? So that is really something important to know. In case you have some herpes, that is really a contraindication. I have got some colleagues who have treated patients of the face who had some herpes, very discreet, and say after the patient was swollen for at least 3 weeks, resistant to any corticoids, of course, and to give corticoids when you have herpes, then you help the virus to spread. So it's the things absolutely not to do. You see here, but I give the things. And of course, so some psychological disorders like sociophobic patients who are crazy, the ones who don't want to listen, the one who thinks that they can go to, that they will look really like photo models, and they are not photo models. Even with Endopeel, they will look better, but they will never be really photo models. You saw the one who disbelieve what you say, also patient overreaching and dysmorphophobia, all these kind of social disorders. Ugly patients I don't like. What can you do them for Quasimodo? I think, you know, it's not the right things. And the combination treatments for me are also, here you see I have to correct because it's not written. You have some patients, especially in Latin America, who use peptonas. Peptonas, it's normally used to eat, not for inject. It's as if you want to inject some soup in your butt, you can imagine. They say then you get your butt's much more tonic, and you get so many complications with that without Endopeel, or with Endopeel, you cannot imagine. That's what I have put it really, so that you don't use it. I just check what is in some conversation. So sorry, Doctor, can I know why you named it Endopeel, and it is abbreviation for what? Okay, so I am looking the conversation to answer. The name Endopeel is not good and is good, both. Why I named it Endopeel? Because I have seen a lot of aesthetic medicine practitioners that if they have something to inject anywhere, they will think to inject is or Botox, or filler, or PRP, and nothing, and maybe now the vaccine. So, and they don't, for them, it's only that. And because Endopeel is not Botox, is not PRP, is not a vaccine, is not really mesotherapy, is not this. I had to find something which makes them think that is different from filler, Botox, and things like that. That's what I said, oh, let's say Endopeel, so that they think they will inject maybe a peeling somewhere. An injectable peeling doesn't exist. That's why I wanted to find something different, so that they think it's completely different from fillers and things like that. So that's the first point. The second point, why I call it Endopeel, thanks to a plastic surgeon from Japan who used it. He told me that when you inject Endopeel, you get an early lifting effect thanks to the muscle and a late peeling effect. He told me it's a peeling from inside to outside. You see? And your skin, you will see, will look better. And sometimes you have some very smooth desquamation, even after some Endopeel injection. So for him, it's a peeling from inside to outside. And even like I showed you before, you can make some hydration, of course, of the skin. So that's why the name Endopeel finally is not so bad as you cannot imagine. Okay, that's to answer the question. Now, some Dr. Jury asked me if the only active herpes has contraindication. I will say yes, no problem for that. So I just wanted to answer some questions so that you can see. So you have seen here the contraindication, and now the precaution of use. That is also important for you. Quite important that you need to remember. I have spoken around today, sorry, not yesterday, about the food containing arachids that you can find. I told you that. We spoke also about the beverage like beer, but especially in North Africa, you have to be very, if I click on beverage, also very, I have to add it, sorry, I am not so good as I was thinking, because if you treat a face, and in North Africa, like also in Iran, you have the habit to drink your coffee too hot, or maybe your tea is too hot. If you put too hot coffee before the procedure or after the procedure, you are sure to get swollen because you create really an inflammation on all tissues, not only the skin, but also the muscles, the subcutaneous tissue, and then you will get really inflamed. So in such case, you should never.
Yes, Dr. Alain, when this happens, is it immediately after the procedure?
Immediately.
Yeah. Okay. So
You
what
see,
we have to do? What we have to do?
Wait, you have not to drink hot beverage at least for 48 hours. But I have some doctors in Iran who resolved that. Normally, we will see that tomorrow for the face. When I make a procedure, I use normally 5 milliliters, you see, of Endopeel to reshape the medium third and the lower third of the face. But some Iranians, you cannot stop them to drink hot beverage. Maybe in Libya, I don't know how it is. So in such case, this doctor is using 1 milliliter Endopeel each day so that they can drink hot beverage, because in such case, there will be no influence. So it's a way to treat them. Instead of making 5 milliliters in one time, they will make 1 milliliter each day during 5 days. You see? That's why I insist about that, because it's variation with the habit and the countries.
So that if we make it like that, 1 ml in maybe 5 or 4 days, We don't have that side effect of drinking that hot beverages?
No side effects at all.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and that is quite interesting.
So do we have to minimize the dose of injection in the beer?
It depends, of course. If it's for the body, you can do what you want, because
It's
drink has
especially for
nothing
the
to do. Only for the face.
And that's what we are interested much more is with the face more than the body. You know that.
You don't know, because you say you are much more interested. I don't agree with you, because you have, the face. Anyone use in the face, you have so many things to use, like Botox, like straights, like fillers.
Yeah,
like
I know that, but
wait a minute.
Okay.
Let me speak.
Okay.
But you have to create new indication when there is no concurrence. That you have to create the needs. You have to create for the butts, for the arms, for the pectoral, for the six-pack. If you create, you will be a different doctor. You will begin to gather. You have to create a new indication. That's why you cannot say, we are most interested. You have to create a new interest.
Yeah, we know that it has too many indications. I guess it's also usable for the stretch marks, which are interested too. But I just mean that the most common requests that we have from the patients is how we lift the face. That's why I'm asking you how we will work for something like that.
Tomorrow we speak on the face, so
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, okay.
we
No
have
worries.
to anticipate. So
Okay.
I check some questions. Doctor, please, how can I suspect patient allergic to arachids? There is some people when it feel just discomfort in bowels only. What about them? So I would say, if normally I told you allergy to arachids, 2% of Asian people. So in such case, you have just to say them, please, you can make a test, with Endopeel, a papula under the arm. And if you see that after 10 days, they have some itching and it's red, it means they are allergic. Okay, that's the point. But otherwise, in other countries, it's very rare to have this allergy to peanuts, but it's better not to, I would say, to try something. It's better to say them, don't eat couscous. There is someone who is speaking. Mohamed Fahi, my friend from Algeria. He has not put out his microphone.
Okay, I muted him, okay.
Yeah, please. Non, Mohamed Farid, s'il te plaît, tu peux stop ton microphone? Parce que sinon, ça fait des problèmes. He speaks French, that's what I speak French with him.
No, I don't speak French. Okay.
Okay, no problem. We can go like this. It's just, we can go. So that's the thing you should know. There are, so I look the questions for the moment. Also, doctor, there is any drug interaction with Endopeel? Normally, no. You can use it and combine with anything you like without any problems. How long the downtime after the procedure? That we will see depends on each procedure. There is something written in Arabic that I cannot read Arabic, so I am sorry for that. So that I cannot say anything in such case. So let's go on, okay? The precaution of use, like I told you, I have to go again. Precaution of use here. We have seen the food, but for the body and even the face, you have also, you go to Endopeel, and after you use some cosmetic creams, and that is a problem. You see the cosmetic creams really contain some arachids, especially the cosmetic creams from Morocco, because from Morocco they put it's a very big fashion actually, to put some cosmetics which are really bad, and mostly you can find them here, like even, for example, you treat the perioral area with Endopeel, and after you use some sunscreen lip, you see, which contains some arachide, then you are sure to get your edema, your itching, your problems. Then, of course, the patient will accuse the doctors, oh, what you have done, or maybe the Endopeel, this product create me such problem. It's not true. It's because they have used some big sheets, you know, that I can say if I cannot say something. Even remember, if you use a shampoo, Chloran, I have nothing against. I have against this. These are arachides. And then it goes on your skin. Then you can get really some problems, not always some itching, but some redness and even some inflammation that you should not have. That is very things like, and the worst of the worst are the products containing argan. Argan, like you know, it's a plant that you find in Morocco, okay? You make some oil. It's very fashion actually to use argan cosmetics, but I would say if you want to get some allergy, then it's they are really the worst ones, even if they look good and smell very well. So that's why you should be really aware about that, and that's why I show you that. Also, now about the side effects and complication. You see, like I told you, I begin today with a complication because tomorrow we will begin with the technique, so that I will not speak anymore about complication, precaution of use, what you should do, and things like that. I see some questions, you see. There is someone, Victoria from Moscow. Victoria from Moscow, she says the best technique in the world. Victoria from Moscow. I do agree. Отлично, Vicky. Спасибо большое. Doctor, is there any specific advice you should I give to patient after procedure as Botox? Don't laying down, don't expose to heat. Please remove Botox from your vocabulary, especially if you speak with me. What is good for Botox is not good, it has nothing to do with Endopeel. Can you expose to heat? No problem. You can go to the beach. You can go what you want after Endopeel. There is absolutely no problem for that. We will tell them not to use any cosmetic whatsoever in 2 weeks. No. Dr. Jury, I don't agree with you.
Doctors have to take care about using the type of cosmetics after Endopeel. Yes.
I will tell you which cosmetics to use after Endopeel. I have also the cosmetics for the post-Endopeel that we will speak also a little bit tomorrow about that. Okay, but don't use other cosmetics because I have done some cosmetics especially for after Endopeel. Of course, you can use some others, but if you use some others, first you have to read the ingredients, all ingredients finishing by all, you have to kick out, and also, like I told you, the most things from argan that are really the worst ones. Well, that's like that. Let's go now to side effect and complication about the early swelling. Here, okay, that's what happened, especially for the face. For the body, you will never have such problem of swellings, or for the limbs also, never. Only for the face. And unfortunately, the face, that's what you are looking first, because anybody looks at it. It's what you show. You don't show always the body. And the facial swelling, you have to know. I begin like that because it is very important. You have 2 kinds of swelling. One, which is early swelling immediately after the procedure, and another one, which is late swelling. And the late swelling, it's due to the allergy to arachides, where we have spoken already about it. They are really different. If you have a swelling of the face immediately after your procedure, It's never an allergy, never. You have to know that. And if the swelling begins at least 1 week after your procedure for the face, it's always an allergy. And then in such case, you use antihistaminics for 5 consecutive days. But what we will see, for the early swelling, you have different factors. And that I insist because it's important also to know for tomorrow. You have the patient's factors, the material factors, the technical factors, and the post-operative factors. You see, you have really to know that. So the patient needs to be sometimes selected, or sometimes I have patients, if you say them, you will be swollen during 2 days or 3 days, they accept it. Some accept it. If you accept it, no problem. You have just to say you will be, it's not a contraindication. It's just an information for your patient. And who can be swelling, not systematically, but mostly after endopeel procedures? The heavy smokers, the alcoholics, people who drink a lot of alcohol, vodka, things like that. And in such case, it's due to the patient's life itself. And what you should do in such case to avoid these swellings, you can use corticoids per os, it means eating, 25 milligrams per day during 3 consecutive days, okay? And you begin 1 hour before the procedure, and then it's okay. But I treat a lot of heavy smokers and alcoholics, especially in Europe, you have, and they accept to be swollen without corticoids, because you cannot give corticoids always like that easily. And you just tell them, and when they don't work, they stay at home, you know. So it's anyway, you live much better than with the restriction of COVID staying at home. So then you get actually some habits. Now the material factors. Material factors are very important too. You cannot choose any kind of material when you will use Endopeel, because first the disinfection of the skin before you begin to treat any patient with Endopeel. If you disinfect with iode or some alcoholic product, you will get problems and you can get some swellings. So no alcoholic. You can use, for example, citric acid. Sometimes I use lemon juice, you know, and the lemon juice, you put it, disinfect very well. It costs quite nothing. You have no alcohol inside and you will have absolutely no problems at all. That it's important. The second is the choice of the needle. You cannot take any kind of needle, because when you inject, you have to know, as in Endopeel, you have some phenic acid. Each time the phenic acid goes through a needle with which you will inject the patient, the needle will get very hard, can break. And of course, if the needle is very hard, in such case, what can happen is that when you inject with a hard needle a patient, they will feel pain. And if they feel pain, it's not comfortable, and maybe they will not come back. Also, if you take off a needle which is hard, you will traumatize the tissues and you will create, in such case, a big inflammation of your tissues. So it means when you take off a needle after injection, you have to be as quick as possible. So in such case, the best choice of the needle, you have to use needles which are the most flexible, absolutely the most flexible of all needles. And there is, I have tried, because I am not corrupted by companies, only 2 companies in the world that I know, which produce the most flexible needles. It's BD, Becton Dickinson, from United States, but produced in Singapore. And you have also Mesorel, which are produced in Italy. They are the most flexible ones. So it's very important to use them and not other brands, okay? There is also otherwise you can break it. And when the patient, you inject them and they say, oh, I feel pain, it means you need to change of needle immediately, because otherwise the needle is too hard and can break in the subcutaneous tissue. You have to know that. In such case, you will get some edema. And
couldn't we use a cannula? It's not like when we are using a filler, right?
What?
Couldn't we use a cannula? We have to use only
no, not at all. Because a cannula, you don't know where you have. You have to be precise, like a watch. Cannula, it's really not at all. It's not a filler, never.
Yeah, so we have only to use a needle, but a flexible needle.
Yeah, and you have two kinds, BD, like I told you, Becton Dickinson or Mesorel. But Mesorel costs 7 times more than BD.
Okay.
But they are high quality. You have also some needles from Japan. I don't remember because the Japanese names, I don't remember exactly, you know. Okay. But they are even for the phase of 34G, which are quite excellent. And so why not in such case? But they have to be very, absolutely, really, really flexible. Important that. Not use brown, don't use other things, no. And needles are cheap mostly, you have to know that. At the end, like I told you, the cosmetics, okay? I have used Rose du Désert, but I have other cosmetics that we will see about tomorrow, because I told you the most important, it's not to use cosmetic with argan or with arachids or with alcohol. You have to look the ingredients of what it is inside the cosmetic. If they don't put the ingredients, you kick them off, and then you have to see. So that was here, like I told you, the things. Now the technical factors. Of course, if you make a hands-on workshop, you will be much better and you will get less edema than if you here made a webinar. But because of COVID and the restriction of our governments, for the moment, we have not the way to make hands-on workshop immediately, unfortunately. So we try to manage that. So it means that if you have some edema at the beginning, it will be, don't accuse me, don't accuse Endopeel, accuse the government of the restriction who don't let me come to you. That's the only thing, okay? So, okay. And also, I tell you, remember, like I insist so much, you see, slow removal of the needle traumatize the tissues and provoke edema. When you take off your syringe, be quickly, don't traumatize the tissue, don't masturbate the needle in the subcutaneous tissue, otherwise you will get a lot of edema. And like I told you, the inflexible needles are really the worst of the worst. The post-operative factors, like I told you, not smoking at least 3 days, not drinking alcoholics, not drinking hot beverage, not to eat too hot. If you eat hot, it's okay, but not too hot. Sun exposure only for 24 hours, but mostly, even if you go on the beach under the sun, it's okay, but it has not to be 50 grades so that it's actually in Greece or in Turkey. If it's 30 grades, there is absolutely no problem. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you for the first things about the side effects and complication. Late edema, you see here, I have explained you already about the allergy, so here you can read it. And I had a patient at the beginning of COVID that I have treated. I know him since maybe 20 years. He was always a patient. He has never got any edema. And suddenly, at the beginning of the COVID, he got some big edema, only monolateral. 1 month after, I have checked even the tooth, the teeth, with a dentist, anything, no problem. Finally, we discovered it was some COVID, you know. I treated him with some virostatic acyclovir, and anything came very well. Also, another doctors from Sweden, you know, coming from Syria, had exactly a problem with herpes, like you can see on this patient. And that's why she got some edema, which could be, for example, I think that it has lasted around like 3 weeks, things like that. So now the ecchymosis are not hematoma. Remember, you will never get any hematoma with endopeel, never. Ecchymosis is like a blue, because hematoma is a collection of blood, which is a surgical emergency where you need to remove the blood and stop the artery which projects this blood. It is completely different, you see, from ecchymosis. Ecchymosis is, you see, you can get ecchymosis because of capillarity fragility, because of alcoholics, because of heavy smokers, if you use a bad needle, or if you reach the periosteum with the needle, then I would say it's included in the price. Is it a problem to get ecchymosis? No, you can put some makeup and anything will be okay. It can happen, ecchymosis, even in my hands, even if it can happen to anybody. But of course, it's very easy, and it's really, I would say it's really it will be released, you see, later from itself. You don't need any device, any medicine, and nothing like that. Only makeup, that's enough. Allergy, we have said it. The hypoesthesia, dysesthesia only for the forehead can happen, but it's very rare, very, very rare. And what you should do, nothing. After normally maximum 3 weeks, anything return to the completely normality, okay? So about the dermopathy, that is interesting. You see, this is when you use bad needles, which are too big for the neck. Here has been used like some needles of, I think 18G, imagine, I would never let alone that on my skin, instead of the 30G.5. And of course, it's not endopeel. People will say, oh, it's endopeel, look what happened, and think it's not true. It is only due to bad needles, to the wrong needles used, you see? And also, you can have some wrong needle, which has been used for sclerotherapy on South Asian, and look after what you can have, you see? That's also, like I told you, if you use really bad material, you will get such complication, but fortunately, I insist, this complication, you don't need to treat them. You wait maximum 3 weeks and they will be released. It means even if the patient wants to go to the court or to the lawyer, until the patient gets maybe an appointment with a lawyer, anything will return to the complete normality. So don't be frightened, okay? That's why you can show that. You see that anything is documented. Even the patient, if you show that it's documented, they will understand that they have not to be frightened. It's very rare, but mostly it's due to bad material. Who's speaking?
Who's there? Yes.
I will check who is speaking. Who is speaking?
I don't know exactly. I tried to mute them. Okay, I muted them.
You knew them?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did. Okay.
You have to stop them. Okay, let's go on. The pseudonodules, it's quite nothing, as if you put a needle too much superficial only on one point, then you make massage and it will disappear. The facial palsy, we will see that tomorrow because we treat normally the complication of sequela of facial paralysis, sensation of induration that can happen, but it will go by itself alone. Burning sensation, it's a patient sometimes sinking, but mostly it's due to the needle. Asymmetry, it depends. We are all asymmetric on the face. So you are not much more as, of course, if I treat one side endopeel and not the other side, you will be asymmetric.
Yeah.
Hematoma, it doesn't exist. Some discoloration that if you put some alcoholic to disinfect.
Yeah, doctors have to take care about using the alcohol.
Never use it.
Never use it, yes.
In case of wrong disinfection, I show you what can happen. You see? So here, that has been made, you see, by a doctor using very well Endopeel, but he has used chlorhexidine with alcohol. You have two kinds of chlorhexidine without alcohol.
Without, yeah.
And chlorhexidine with alcohol. Only use, please, chlorhexidine without alcohol. Yeah. Then you will have absolutely no problem. Otherwise, the alcohol, because alcohol and the Endopeel is an acid. Alcohol plus acid give ester plus water. That is an esterification reaction directly here on the skin, like you can see. And then what you should do, wait 3 weeks like all others, and it will disappear from itself. But don't try to treat it, otherwise it will be worse. It will be like I told you, you wait and it disappears from itself. You don't need absolutely anything to do.
Dr. Alain, we have to remind them that they shouldn't use alcohol even before the procedure. It's not even after.
I say for the disinfection.
Yeah, so they don't have to use it even before the procedure as a disinfectant. They could use something else without alcohol. So
I told you.
Yeah, in order to clarify.
For disinfection, no alcohol, and after you treat, no cosmetic which contains alcohol, no cosmetic which contains argan, and never use sunscreen because 98% of sunscreen contain alcohol. You should know that. And that's really, really bad. You see? So, about the dangerous copies, I will be very short for that because that you can see it like this. They came mostly from Argentina, Korea, China, Uruguay, Spain. So you find them. So mostly. And you see they are charlatans. I wrote in Spanish because you have to know that doctors speaking Spanish mostly are terrible because they lose what is cheap and not what is original, most of them, unfortunately, and then they don't take care so much about the problems, you see, because if they buy even some bad copy of Endopeel, they will buy bad copies of Botox, a bad copy of hyaluronic acid, so they will get anyway problems with any kind of products, not only with the copies of Endopeel, you see. And for example, I show you what can happen in case of copies of Endopeel. I want to show you that. It's very interesting to know, so that you see, mostly they will have some facial paralysis which are completely irreversible.
Oh my God.
And also, you see, you want to project your biceps, you can do with Endopeel, but with a copy, it gets like that. And after, you need to make amputation of the arms of these guys. You see, you have a lot of amputations like that, because it's not projection. Endopeel, I told you, project in 3D. Here, it's increasing of volume because they mix that with some oil. You see, oil maybe from the car because it's cheaper, of course. That they reuse it, mixing that with a pure phenol, with pure kind of oil, and you get that. And after they get some amputation, even in cosmetogynecology, you get necrosis.
You didn't mention that before. That's one of its indication is for cosmetic gynecology.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, I told you. Yeah, but I cannot speak about all in a very little time. I show you the most guidelines today. So, and you see here for the side effects of these things. For example, like I told you, you can reshape completely butts with Endopeel, which are quite nice. But here with what happened with a copy, you see big necrosis with infection. Of course, the patient will die. But you have to know that in Latin America, especially in Argentina, if a patient dies, it doesn't matter because it costs like less patient's life of a human, less than $50. And if you want to kill someone, it costs also $50. So it's almost the same price, you see. So it's like this. And you see at the end what happened, how it looks like. And of course, the patient will die of septicemia and things like that. But the big problem, like Chinese, Korean, and things like that, they like to export their copies anywhere in the world, putting even sometimes made in Switzerland, which is not true, and things like that. So if you go and you do to zefix.com, you will see how it is, if a product is really Swiss or not. I will show you that tomorrow. So that are really the things really you should know about these fake products. Maybe I put something here. I know here, yes, I explain what is the fake because I make a lot of conference about that. So let's go on. Protocols that we will see for each indication, consent form we will see, fundamental science I will explain tomorrow when we make the face. You see, now this here, face contour, we'll see that tomorrow. And you see here, I have different indication, rhinoplasty, glotopexy, pectoroplasty. So just to know indication, you can take a look, okay? So that you will see what you can do already. But I want to show you, for example, the workshops, because it will be soon some workshop in Libya. We saw that.
We're waiting for you to join us. Yes.
Good. I propose workshop one-to-one in some countries where they want, okay? And you can choose your contents, you see, because it depends what you want to learn, because you cannot learn all indication in one workshop. It's not possible. We choose 3 or 4 that you have to know really good. And then you see, I say where, how, when. I told you I can go to your place. There is no problem, mostly on 3-4 days. But you see the equipment, I put exactly what you need, that you have to see that, Esra, so that it's good. I go on for the workshops. Wait a minute. Now I have to go always like this. So, and you see, you have hands-on workshop online webinars. You can click, like you will see what happened here. I have put some program where you can read the programs, ideal for beginners. If I click on it, for example, you have what I propose here, sclerotherapy, neural therapy. It's not good seen on this app. It's better seen on the thing. I am sorry. So it means I have to work much more on this, you see. And I propose, for example, the butts, the pectoral, but you can choose exactly the indication you wish, so that it will be easier and much better. And you see, so that's what I told you for the workshops. And you have, of course, some program for gynecologic workshop. It's not me who teach it, because you need really a gynecologist to do it. I am not gynecologist, I'm facial plastic surgeon, so I do the rest, but not gynecology. I cannot know all. What I want absolutely when you organize a workshop, I show you for you or for your retailer, I want that any doctor, or for two doctors, you organize a table like this, where I want to see some gloves of their measure, mono-use, not sterile. Syringes, I prefer Becton Dickinson, 1 milliliter Lurloc. Wooden tongers. The needles, Becton Dickinson, 27G for the body, 30G and a half for the face. Okay, and I don't 18G to take off the products. It doesn't need to be BD because it has no contact with the patient. You can take all marks you want, even Koreans or from Argentina as you like, no problem. Wooden tongers, the gauzes not need to be sterile. Take a pack, no sterile, you don't need, okay? Some disinfectant, use chlorhexidine better without alcohol. And very, very important for me, not for you, but for me, MAC pens, at least 3 or 4 colors, white, red, green, blue, I like colors, to make the marking so that you understand what I want. I want systematically a trash for needles and syringes, you see? And if I go here, you have the checklist and material. I click on it, you see, and then you see if you organize a very nice workshop with me, you can use 3 parallel or even 6 beds. You put 2 doctors per bed. They have 1 table for each bed with the trash. All doctors as patients have to wear some mono-use, not sterile garment to cover themselves. I don't want to see long hair, otherwise I cut them and they have to pay me my job of hairdresser. So that you know that. And like I recommend all of this, you see the tables checklist, the patient checklist, it's how normally I use that, and the physician checklist, you can check that. It's very easy, but I really want, it has to be really, I am very strict for that, to be in the best conditions, because otherwise you improvise and it's not so nice, okay? So I will go back to this, and you see, now also you want to know how much can cost a workshop, please. Nora,
sorry.
please.
Okay. I muted her, okay? So?
Right. So now, which quantity of product you need for some indication so that you can build your own workshop and what you would like. Normally, I told you in the Endopeel, I will show you something, just a minute.
Yeah, you can take your time. Ask doctors if you have any question in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, wait. Here it's a bottle of Endopeel. Normally in each box you have
2 bottles.
2 bottles.
Yeah.
Officially they have 10 milliliters, but normally you have more, like 11 milliliters. It means you have minimum 22 milliliters in 1 box. What you do as doctor, you take, you see, I have to see myself, you remove just this. Wait a minute, it's not. Yeah, and it looks
just a
like,
little to the left. Yeah, exactly.
You see, you have never remove this white thing or the gray thing. Just put the big needle, 18G, to aspirate, but never remove it, because this kind of bottle has, with this green thing, a kind of microfiltration so that it will be sterile always, you see, and it's much more safe and nothing can happen with virus, with bacteria and things like that. So that's why it's also expensive. Just the bottle is very quite expensive, but it's safe and you don't need to take it completely like that. So then you have, like I told you, what you can do with one bottle. You can treat 2 full face, or you can treat 1 male butt. The female butts, if they have not big butts, you know, you can treat female pectorals, 6-packs, trapeze. With 2 bottles, you treat bingo wings, male pectorals, biceps projection, very large female butts, so that you know which indication you can choose in function of some quantities, you know, and then you know exactly how you can build your workshop with me or with your retailer who can choose exactly what to do. So now you know. On the online shop is, if you have a retailer, you will pay mostly less than the price put here on internet. The price on internet, because after you have to add maybe your customs fees, maybe the shipment fees, things like that. If you pay with a PayPal or with some cards, I don't know why it happened. I am changing of server, maybe it's, I don't know, but doesn't matter. And you see, that's what, but if you have no retailer, contact me. And of course, we can discuss the price. I am flexible, but it depends with whom. If you begin straight on to ask a low price and you have bought nothing, then you will not discuss with me, even if I know how to sell carpets in Turkey, because I have done that when I was young in Sultanahmet, and I learned a lot how to sell to foreigners, especially Swiss people. So I learned a lot from Turkish people. It was such a nice experience. I love it. So you have to know. Then you have to see that, and you see different indications. We will see them one by one by different webinars, okay? That is very important. What I call the Endopeel recertification, suppose it's like by flying pilots. If you didn't use Endopeel since more than 1 year, and you want to make it again, there are, of course, new updates. Maybe there is something you don't remember. So I suggest you will make a webinar again, or also a workshop, or you focus something and you ask me, because sometimes you lose things that you don't remember. And that's why to have an app is quite interesting, you see. So that's what I wanted to show you. I am looking what say oxygen stuck in the tissue. I don't use, I don't know. Doctor, for how long the treatory result will continue? Normally 6 months, normally, but not for anything. So now I want to show you why Endopeel and not why other, why I don't use, for example, I don't use threads, I don't use fillers, I don't use Botox, I don't use machines. I only use in my practice only Endopeel and also
Peelings.
peeling, nothing else. And with that, I can do all what I want. So I don't need even to buy any lasers. Of course, it depends on indication, because sometimes the lasers you need, you know, if you have some hemangioma, so Endopeel will do nothing. Of course, you really need some lasers. But for the indication I've shown you, I only use Endopeel. My peelings, nothing else. I never use Botox since 20 years. I don't use fillers since 20 years. I don't use threads since 20 years, nothing at all. You should know that. So can we combine Endopeel with others? You can combine anything with all. But I don't do it. Why? Maybe because I know how to use Endopeel. So I want to show you now. I will stop at a moment the phone. Share with you to explain you why I use only Endopeel and not other, not threads, not fillers and things like that. Okay, so I will stop this and I will go now to show you something different. Go and I will show it's not yet here to share. Where is to share now? It's always the thing. I am sorry. Good, because I all right. So
Yes, we can.
For example, you see, I go to gluteopexy.com. Esra, your microphone is out. Put it on.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I could not hear what you said. So you see,
Yeah, okay.
here, for example, I have begun with the with the butts. Why Endopeel? Why? So why we do prefer Endopeel? For example, for the butts that I reshape, and I like to reshape them. For I show first you the indication, just 1 minute. You see some indications that I have to put the things because for the moment it's not completely made. I have to add, but it will be done maybe in the next 30 days. So in the butts, to reshape them, if you are a plastic surgeon, mostly you use some prosthesis. But the problem of the prosthesis, they are the same, mostly for male or female. They are the same for white female, for black female, for Latino female, for North African female. They don't respect the ethnicity and the sex or gender of the patient. That's why I am against. And when you contract mostly the butt, after you get those prosthesis, it looks like this. It's what I call a surgical look. And really, if you ask me, would you take such a woman? I would say definitely no. You see? And also remember that the shape of your tissues, not only the butts, are different and change with your age, change with what you are eating, change with your life, and all these things. Or maybe if you have a car accident or things like that. That's why something definitive is not good. You should reshape a butt like a face each 6 months, according also to the fashion and desire of the patient, because you change your thinkings each 6 months, exactly like the fashion. Why I don't like fillers? Because you can see with a lot of fillers, some migration. You put in the butts and after you find them down. Even with hyaluronic acid, I have seen, I will not tell you who, in a congress, recently congress, 1 week ago, I took this picture, I loved it, this picture. It is some allergen speaker for hyaluronic acid, and he showed that to put hyaluronic acid in the butt, he needs operations room, which costs money, or a clinic. We don't need that with Endopeel. He needs sterile drapes. You don't need that with Endopeel. He puts local anesthesia with Klein solution, infiltrating before putting hyaluronic acid. You don't need that with Endopeel. He puts tips and compression here after hyaluronic acid. You don't need that with Endopeel. He gives anti-inflammatory drugs for 5 days. You don't need that with Endopeel.
Yes.
But he was very honest, this plastic surgeon working for Allergan, because he said, but you can have complications like migration, tenderness, lumps, induration, swelling, bruising. All this you don't have with Endopeel. So, and in such case, it costs much more with a lot of things just because it's hyaluronic acid. Sorry. Even with polylactic acid, he does exactly the same, you know? And when I saw that, I said, oh my God, that even 20, I would prefer to use, of course, if you have fat like I did 20 years ago, I used the fat that I re-injected in the butts. But, you know, even with the fats, you have to know that it's not so safe as you can imagine, especially for the butts. The threads, oh, the threads. You can put especially so many threads. Look what you can get after. It looks like some fashion divan, very good looking, you see. And so how to resolve that? I don't know, you see, but it's horrible.
It's something very inefficient.
Absolutely horrible, horrible.
Yes.
Then the mesotherapy. I call it sadomasochisotherapy. I tell you why. Because you inject something. No effects. The only good effect is the side effects, which are ecchymosis.
Yeah.
But normally you have no complications. At least you have, it's better to have nothing than to have really a bad complication, but you have nothing, so why? But sadomasochists, you have a lot of patients who like sadomasochism. So why not to do them? If you want to make money, to make them happy without complication, you can use that. Why not? And now let's go to the fat grafting.
Has weak effect, yeah.
I did that 20 years ago, but still a lot of surgeons use that. Okay, you need, for example, very good, with excellent results. But my point of view, I am a boy. You show me such a kind of women. A good result is if you, as a boy, want to sleep with this woman, having such a butt. If you don't want to sleep, it means it's a good result for you as doctor, but she will never get a boyfriend, or maybe her husband will go somewhere else. So that is not a good result. A good result for me is if my female patient got a boyfriend after my procedure, or maybe not one, but many, and or if her husband is not going out, and if she keep her husband, or if she can better change of husband, getting a better one. Why not? You know? So that's my case. Not sexy, even with a good result of lipoplasty. So, but what you can do after, you can make Endopeel after this gluteolipoplasty. You have to know that it has been also speaking.
Sorry. What is that? Let me see. Okay. No, sorry, no.
Okay.
Okay. Keep going, doctor. I muted her, yes.
And you see, you have also, it has been.
Yeah.
Injection. Unfortunately, that happened because, of course, a lot of numbers have been done. You can get such kind of problems, unfortunately, in that because intramuscular gluteal lipoinjection is associated with mortality caused by gluteal blood vessel damage, allowing macroscopic embolism. You have to know that. You can have also some complications which are not frequent.
Yeah.
You see, you have here, you can learn from the literature, and that is Endopeel, you see. But I have done that after. We can do also after implant Endopeel, only if the prosthesis has been put intermuscular. Because if the prosthesis has been put too superficial, then your needle can hurt, of course, the prosthesis, and then you can have some problem. You should know that. Here, I want to tell you one thing, very important. Here you see the tightening, but you have some women, especially in Brazil, or not in Colombia, but also in the low social levels who don't like tightened butts. They want, because you have also some men who like very big butts. So, yes, I can reshape like I want. It means I can tighten, but I can enlarge also. And that without adding really volume. So it's not only for tighten, it's shaping, tightening, or enlargement, as you like. That's why Endopeel is really interesting. And then I ask Esra to change something in your video, because I put and say also enlarging, okay?
Yeah, okay.
You have a lot of work to do, unfortunately, with me. So you see,
Okay.
I have shown you some things like that so that you know now that I've made this digital tour today. You know, it was not like I saw digital tour so that you know how to use the application. What I am showing here, actually, it will be done on the app. Give me some time, because like I told you, it sucks me so much time, and to choose videos and to repeat in good things and things like that, you know. But also, before we end, I want just to say to you something. You see, all of you who are here should go to our how can I say?
Endopeel users group, I think.
Yeah, in the Facebook group called Endopeel users. Okay, so that's me. I have 2 already, and here, just a minute. Here, you see, I go to my Endopeel groups, not Endopeel users, but Endopeel users, you are obliged to be friend of one of the retailer, my teaching doctors, or myself. If you are not friend, you cannot get in, because it's really top secret. You have to know that, okay? And that, for example, here, so I don't need this. So, and here, what is good on this group, you have some information, but you can go here, as there is already 3 people, you see? So, Phnom Penh, but she didn't say if she wants to, okay, Phnom Penh, I know it's through my retailer, Bob Chan, so I will approve. Here, Libya, I will approve. Here, Libya approved. Here, Ranobash, you know?
I don't know exactly. Ranubash, I don't know
So,
her. Yeah.
she doesn't say if she is doctor, I don't know, so I refuse.
Yeah,
Here,
I know Dr. Wafa. I know her, yes.
yeah. You see, but I want that you have to say if you are doctor, because you have 3 questions. If you are things like that, and you have to approve the rules. So you see.
So that when they start working with
Interesting.
Endopeel, they can share their pictures, they can share
Yeah.
their experience in, at this group. It's a private, it's totally private.
Wait,
Not
wait,
everyone who is able to join this group, they have to know that. And also not everyone who is able to take the product, just doctors. It's from doctors to doctors.
I want to say something. For example, here. Ah, yeah, okay, no problem. So they are in the group, okay, of Endopeel. But what is good with Endopeel users, you see, when you have something, you can put your photo of a patient, maybe a video. You can ask not only to me, but to more than 1,100 members, what they should do, what they recommend you. If you have maybe even a side effect, you quite find nothing as side effects. but some doctors like to share some results. Here, some of the booths, some events, what it is going on, but you can see sometimes here, I have to find it, you can find, for example, here for the 6-packs, you can see some gallery, you can show your patient. Here it's something in some Turkish, how can I say, newspaper. But here, for example, I have seen something, maybe how you do, you see the procedure, because some doctors think different than me, why not? But if they have good result, I have absolutely nothing against. You have just to explain what you are doing, but you can find anyway very good things and ask the doctors how they did it, what they move, what you need. You can put some pictures of your patient. It is secret. So in such case, it will not be a problem at all, you know, and they can help you. Not only me, it's good to have different think from doctors using Endopeel. You understand? That is really, yes, that was to show the butts and coronavirus. It was just some joke, you see. And for example, here you can see also some videos to see in a different way. But don't look at, for example, here, it's very interesting. It's an Iraqi doctor who made a workshop with me in Jordan many years ago, you see, and he treat some patient, he put 100% satisfaction. You can write him, and you see, he explained exactly what he did, and I like really his result.
Do you remember how much ml does he made with this case?
How much? Ask him, write him. Okay. That's why the Facebook group is done for that. You can write him directly. You see, you write him, and you can write him and make a message.
Okay.
He's a dermatologist in Baghdad. You see?
Yeah.
That's why this group is made for, because unfortunately, this Turkish doctor who was Ersin Özentürk died of COVID at the end of last year. He was the first dermatologist of the world to do Endopeel, and he has introduced Endopeel in Turkey. He was really excellent, so good. We have got a big loss because he was really, and all doctors who had some swelling at the beginning in Turkey, indeed, he helped them and he explained to each of them what happened. It's a really big loss. I have another doctor, for example, in Turkey, he combines systematically Endopeel with fillers. So you can write him and ask him what he's doing, you see, because you have different points of view, and it's interesting if you want to have another opinion than mine, even if I am an inventor, to know why they do this. You know, it's always interesting. So that's why I recommend you to join this group. And of course, in this group, who use copies or who I kick them out, they are blocked immediately. Okay. Now, have you some questions? I want now to answer some questions and we will close for today. I am looking some questions. So, I will share it later with our clients. Not everyone allowed to join, just doctors, of course, but not all doctors.
Yeah.
Not all.
Yeah, sure.
Some questions?
I will take care of Libyan doctors. Don't be worried, doctor.
What?
I will take care of Libyan doctors.
Yeah, okay.
Who are going to join the group.
Look, Esra, you can take care about Libyan and Egyptian doctors, okay?
Okay, okay, no worries.
I have here my friend Mohamed Fari. He will take care about Algerian doctors.
Yeah, but I have one question for you, Dr. Alain, about the vaccination. What do you think that there is some people that take vaccination, the contradiction between vaccination and Endopeel, COVID vaccination?
You have so many different kinds of vaccination. You know, I tell you, it's very difficult because I am not immunologist or virologist. Normally, I don't like vaccinations, especially for that, my personal view, because I follow, I have worked when I was student with Professor Jean Dosset, who got the Nobel Prize of immunology, who discovered the system HLA. I have worked with him when I was a student. It was really a nice experience. And he's dead, of course, now, but I follow especially another Nobel Prize, especially for virology, Professor, now I don't remember his name, a French one. Professor.
Luc Montagnier.
Yeah, Montagnier, Professor Montagnier. Okay, and Professor Montagnier explained that much more people will be vaccinated, much more variants you will have, and after, even when you will be vaccinated, you will have nothing to help against these variants, and of course, that can provoke a lot of deaths. If you look at
Doctor, I have one point because I have heard last today one of a big professor from Geneva.
Yes, I heard that. Yeah, I heard that too.
She take attention of all the doctor of the world that you can get some complication that you think it's for Endopeel or other technique, and it's for the vaccination. For
Absolutely.
This, we should pay attention. For example, if I will inject Endopeel, it's good, but the patient take a vaccination, I will pay attention for example, 50 days after vaccination, I will make the technique of Endopeel. But after this technique, I can get a complication. It's not for Endopeel, but it's for vaccination because we don't know it's bullshit in our body.
Absolutely. Wait a minute. For the moment, I tell you, for the people I have injected Endopeel who are vaccinated, I don't see any kind of Endopeel complication because the vaccine complications are different. Like you can have, the myocarditis, you can have other things. But to be swollen in the face, I saw that only in 2 cases with really COVID, So for the moment, we don't know, but of course, a vaccination allows us, I would say, for the moment, to go on with Endopeel. I don't see any problems. Okay, if you get some problems, because normally the vaccination, when you get the complication, it's not edema, it's other disease, for the kidneys, for the heart, for agacy, for the taste, for the ears, for all these things, which have nothing to do with Endopeel. Now, it's very good what you say, Mohamed Fari, because what are the most side effects of Endopeel? To make my conclusion, with Endopeel, all side effects or complications are all reversible, all of them. They are never forever, never. They are all reversible. Like I told you, if you wait maximum 3 weeks, they will all disappear, even from themselves. The main complication with Endopeel, which are reversible and transitory, are edema. Edema due to bad techniques, if immediate, or edema due to allergy, which are late, like 7-10 days after, which takes for 5 days with some itching, redness, and things like that. But mostly you have nothing else, nothing else. I tell you, the only big edema I show you is on a COVID patient with some edema, which was only one side, not other side, you see, but don't give cortisone. It was a bad thing to do.
Yes, yes.
The only good thing you give, for example, acyclovir, and I had excellent results. I thought like that, very easy and nothing else. So, you know, what is good, we will see tomorrow, that if you inject Endopeel in a vessel, you will see I never aspirate, because if you inject in a vessel, nothing will succeed. It will be eliminated anyway. If you inject a filler, for example, here in a vessel like the angulary artery of the eye, you will get blind, and that forever. Even if you take some hyaluronidase, maybe if you are lucky, you can be lucky, but your luck is really under 50% of cases. You should know that. It's better to escape in another country with another name, a new passport, not COVID passport, a new really passport, so that the patient doesn't kill you.
You have to escape.
But with Endopeel, that will never happen. You see, I am still here. And if you look for Endopeel complication or Endopeel, for example, doctors who got maybe an invitation to the court on internet, you will find 0. And that since 20 years. Of course, I choose my retailers and I choose my people, because you see, if you see cosmeticians, I will never allow it. And if you see some crazy doctors mixing anyways who put like 60 threads in a face, I will stop them. Mohamed, you can maybe say about your experience of the bad workshop which has been made by a bad retailer in Algeria. How many diplomas did I sign? How many? You can tell them.
Yeah,
experience.
So more than 7. It's we have 12 invitation.
12 doctors, maybe.
For you have give just 3 diploma for 3 doctors and level 0.
And the others I refused. Remember.
Yeah, our Libyan doctors need to listen for this point.
It's Alan. I know Alan. I like him because it's very, very precision. We know that the Switzerland people have a good reputation of precision, and we find the professor and the doctor that we have more and more of precision. And I like that in Alan, and I inspire always. I inspire this character in myself. It's a very important point.
We encourage that because they have the sense of responsibility. They don't buy or give the product to anyone.
The
As they have the sense of responsibility, and this is something very important. It's not a Korean product or something like that.
I want to tell you something because you are here, Esra, for the workshop. It's not because 100 doctors, if 100 doctors come to a workshop, maybe not 100 will get the diploma.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
You should know that. I don't give diplomas just because you came. No, it's not like this with me.
This what happens in Egypt, you know that?
Yeah.
I think they give diploma for anyone who comes to them. I don't know why.
But I tell you one thing, very important for this, that is the one who has not the diploma, maybe for the first workshop, they have 3 possibilities. Or I kick them definitively because I understand they are not doctors. That can happen. I have seen that in Ecuador, 50 came and 50, I have kicked them all the 50. Because they came in an operations room with normal shoes and things and didn't know how to wash their hands. So I was really crazy about that. So,
Yeah.
but that is very rare, of course. The second point, if you are not good at the beginning, it can happen. You know, it's not because you are not good that I will not allow you to use Endopeel, no. But I will tell you, do Endopeel with another doctor who has the diploma to help you during you go on. You understand? Just like that. But it doesn't mean they have not to do it. And I will say, come again to another workshop and then it's okay. It's like a car driving license, you know, because you have some doctors who cannot be alone at the beginning, you know, because they have the hand, they are maybe, they don't feel comfortable. So they will make like this, you know, like